Welcome to today's very special bonus episode of the What We're Watching podcast. I'm Megan.
And I'm Jenny, and today we're talking about the Taylor Swift Eras Tour movie.
We literally just got back from the theaters.
Yes, it's fresh.
Very.
What did you think?
I loved it. I love Taylor Swift. It was so fun to see it again. I saw the tour when it was in Denver a few months ago, and it was just cool to see it all over again, but from a very big comfy seat instead of standing and jumping and screaming.
Yeah, Megan and I both had the opportunity to go to the Eras Tour concert live, and so it was really cool to get to see it again.
Mm-hmm.
And this time I could actually notice the details because I was sitting far enough away from her last time. I couldn't tell what she was wearing exactly, couldn't see the jewelry, couldn't see her cute nail polish.
Mm-hmm. And that was my favorite part of watching the movie.
Her nail polish, it was chipped.
Yeah, it was chipped.
Yeah.
But just seeing all the details and like her costumes and the dancers up close and the screen changing, because our tickets were on the side of the stage. And so we were really close to her band on one of the sides, which was cool because we got to like see them and they would like wave to us and stuff. But I didn't get to see any of the background like screens. So it was really cool to see this version of that.
Yeah, and I don't think I paid attention to the dancers very much in the show. But in the movie, they are kind of the stars of the show.
Mm-hmm. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're jumping the gun a little bit, so let's back up. Spoiler warning, obviously. If you haven't seen the Eras Tour, if you haven't already been completely spoiled on TikTok, we are going to be talking about it. We will probably mention the like special songs that were shown in the movie in her acoustic set, so if you don't want to hear that, wait until you see it.
Yep.
Also, a fun little update on our review challenge. We got another review. It's from Da Vegan Mama. It says, I've listened to all 12 episodes thus far, and both of these ladies add so much personality, factoids, and excitement to this pod, making it super fun to listen to. Great job, ladies. Keep up the awesome work. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. We know who you are, so it was kind of easy to pick out a movie that matched your vibe. The one that we picked for you is Practical Magic. I think it's from 1998. Don't quote me on that. I'm sure you've seen it, but it's witchy, it's fun, and your review gave off very girl power energy, which is probably why you'll listen to this episode too. It's a very good match for this episode.
It stars Sandra Bullock and
Nicole Kidman.
a classic.
A classic, a Halloween classic. Perfect for you. Also, thank you for listening to all of our episodes so far. That's so nice of you.
So thank you guys for all the support throughout October. We've been doing lots of spooky, fun Halloween movies. This is obviously a departure from that. But if you want us to pick a movie for you, leave us a review by the end of the month. Okay, so let's talk about the movie experience in the theaters. What was your expectation going to see the movie?
I think I expected exactly what we saw.
Okay.
Because I knew that it wasn't going to have any behind the scenes anything, which I want so bad.
Me too.
So this kind of felt like it was like a tease.
I hope there's a doc coming.
There has to be.
There has to be. Mostly because I need to know how she like prepped for this show. Because I'm so amazed by her endurance to like run across the stage and sing and dance for 3 hours straight is wild.
And you and I both love celebrity documentaries. We bonded on this very early on in our friendship. And I always just feel really inspired when I leave one, but especially one of Taylor Swift's. So I'm ready.
Me too. I definitely expected, and maybe this is just our theater, I thought more people would be dressed up. And I thought more people would be like trading bracelets and standing up and singing and dancing, especially because it's the opening weekend.
Yeah.
We went on Saturday. I guess it came out on Thursday. So we saw it a couple days later. And there was really none of that. There was, I think, 1 or 2 adults like dressed up. There was a lot of people in their Eras Tour t-shirts or in Taylor Swift t-shirts. Like that's what we were. And there were a couple kids dressed up. But it was not like even the Barbie movie.
No, not at all. And no singing, really.
Yeah, that shocked me. I really thought people were going to be like standing, scream singing. Because I've been to a couple of sing-along movies in theaters. Like I think when Frozen first came out and it was huge, they re-released it with a sing-along version and my family went and everybody was yelling the whole time, like yelling the words. And that did not happen here.
That sounds really fun, first of all. I would love to go. But yeah, I was expecting it to be a little more hype, and it wasn't. But it gave me a lot of time to pay attention to her singing, because I could actually hear her singing, which I couldn't hear at the concert itself. And then to just pay attention to her facial expressions and everything. Maybe, though, if you went at nighttime, like we went at noon on a Saturday, and the theater was not very full. So I think, yeah, maybe different time, you might get a more exciting theater.
Yeah, we went at like 10 p.m. last night. Maybe it would have been hype. You guys will have to let us know if you go and your theater is hype and you take any photos or videos, please DM them to us on Instagram at What We're Watching Pod.
We want to live vicariously through you.
Yeah. I was definitely disappointed in the very beginning because of that. And then it ended up actually being really nice because it was so cozy. Like to just be in our big recliner chairs, getting to, like you said, see all the details. It was fun.
Yeah, we were in the comfiest theater of all, so that was nice.
Yeah.
Also, there was a lot of discourse online. I don't know if you saw it about whether people should sit or stand during the movie and whether they should sing or not sing.
No, I didn't really.
I feel like some people felt pressured one way or the other because the standing side is like, yes, this is the chance for everyone who hasn't seen the concert, who didn't get the opportunity to go, to be able to have their concert moment and dance and sing, and it'll be really fun. That's the whole point. That's what Taylor Swift wanted. And then the other half, the anti-standing half, are like, we want to be able to see the movie. Please have respect for disabled people in the audience who want to be able to see it. The way our theater was set up, you couldn't tell if anyone was standing, really. They wouldn't be in your way. So I think it just depends on what theater you were in.
Yeah, I think most theaters nowadays you would still be able to see, especially in AMC's, which I think is the main place this got released.
She was really big. I don't think you'd be missing much. If someone was standing directly in front of you, yes.
Yeah, I don't really see that being an issue. And that is what Taylor expressly wanted. So I think it would be fun if you got a theater that was doing that.
Yeah.
What do you think about the early release date?
I saw a lot of people upset about this too. So for those who don't know, the opening of the movie was supposed to be on Friday, but then Taylor released it a day early due to high demand, right? Was that her reasoning?
I guess so. I don't know. She likes to pull, I think, fun surprises.
And it is a fun surprise. I'm sure a bunch of people appreciated that. But do you know if it was released in theaters on Thursday instead? Or was this just for her premiere?
No, I think they released it everywhere a day early.
Which just makes me sad for the people who got tickets immediately for opening night because they wanted the opening night experience. And then they're like, oh, wait, it opens today, not tomorrow?
That's true. I didn't even think about that. I was just like, ooh, yay, cool. More people get to go. But
yeah.
But that's fair. If I was really looking forward to the opening night experience and had bought tickets right away, then maybe that would make me upset.
I'm sure it didn't detract from people having a good, fun opening night type of experience on Friday.
Totally, yeah, because then they're all the same people that bought tickets.
Yeah.
Okay, should we talk about the actual premiere in Hollywood?
Yeah, please.
First of all, did you see her dress?
Oh, blue,
Yes,
gorgeous,
love.
cutouts. It was very 1989.
Totally. And she did her hair like the 1989 cover, where it's all pinned under like it's a bob. I thought it was so cute.
The faux bob. It made me want to do a faux bob.
I know. I think I'm going for Halloween as Jeni B. Jones. And so I'm like, oh, I need to figure out how to pin my hair up, but I just feel like I'm going to look like Lord Farquaad. I just know it. Because I don't have curly. She has such cute, wispy, curly blonde hair, and I have straight black hair. So I just know that it's just going to loop under like a mushroom. But we're going to attempt.
So. I bet if you
thanks.
teased it a little bit, because Jeni B has the teased kind of messy hair anyway, I bet if you teased it, it would be really cute.
Yeah, you guys can see on Instagram how it goes.
I'm ready.
Or if it doesn't go.
I think it'll be cute.
Thanks. And Beyonce was there.
I'm so glad that she came.
Me too.
I feel like it's rare to see her show up to anything, let alone this, but I understand why.
Do you think it was them just coming together to say we're the two biggest female pillars of the music industry and we're not competing? We're here to support each other?
Maybe, because do you remember over the summer, did you hear anybody kind of pitting them against each other, like the Renaissance tour and the Eras tour?
I definitely heard a lot of comparisons online, yeah.
I didn't really hear anyone being mean about it, but it was kind of oh, well, you're a Taylor Swift fan going to the Eras tour. Well, I'm a Beyonce fan and I'm going to the Renaissance tour. So I don't know.
Yeah, I thought it was nice that they could be together, and it was cool to see Beyonce. We never see her. She's never out. She never is publicly doing stuff. So I thought that was really cool. She does not just show up to everything. So it felt very intentional.
And it just brings me back to the VMAs in, when was that? 2009, 2008 with
oh my
Kanye.
Gosh. I always forget that Beyonce was the other party involved in that.
Yeah. So this united front seems really nice to me. But also could be good promotion for her Renaissance movie.
Absolutely.
Now, did Taylor Swift help her get that deal with AMC? Because Taylor Swift went directly to AMC instead of any studios.
Mm-hmm.
And I know she probably pissed a ton of studios off by doing this,
I'm sure.
but I think it was genius. And I think Beyonce did the same thing because of that. Or did they help each other? I don't really know.
Could be. It definitely feels like it was unprecedented when Taylor did it. And so whether she got the idea or they were both talking about it before, because also they're peers. So, like, I could see a world in which they're both have this in the works and they're talking about how they want to do it. And they're both running into the same issues with studios. And so they decided to both go out on their own.
Can you imagine texting Beyonce?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
These ladies live in like a different world.
Yeah.
Some other fun people were at the premiere. I saw some videos of Adam Sandler dancing.
I saw that.
The more I see him, the more I love him. Have you seen that meme that's like what I think I'll dress like in fall? And it's like a cute Pinterest girls. And then it's like what I actually dress like in fall. And it's got Adam Sandler.
Yes. That's me. That's how I feel.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it looks like a really good time. And all the videos of Taylor are so cute. She's just jamming in her seat.
Singing along like it's not her, which it must feel so cringy to watch yourself on the screen like that and know that everyone is watching you, both on the screen and in person, because they want to see your reaction to watching yourself.
But I think she's so used to it.
Yeah.
Like, I imagine her at, like, we've seen her at all these Chiefs games recently, and, like, she is thriving, living her best life, but she must know that there's 1,000 phone cameras on her at any given second.
I would hate that so much. I've been thinking about that a lot because you'll see some people will take videos and she'll make eye contact with them and kind of talk to them. Like, hey, I see you.
I think it's just part of her reality.
Yeah.
So that must be so weird. Like, she must be able to dissociate from that enough to enjoy it because it seems like she's genuinely having fun.
And maybe she knows because it's not with like ill intent. Like people aren't trying to make fun of her. They're actually just huge fans trying to get a video of her.
Yeah.
Maybe she's good natured about it.
Yeah. And I was thinking the same thing. Like, I wonder how she felt sitting there in a theater looking at herself because she's been in movies and she's had documentaries, but nothing like to this scale. And it like must be weird. But then I was thinking, I wonder how involved she was in the editing of the movie. Because, like, the director, I'm sure, obviously, the director was probably sitting with the editor, choosing what takes, choosing which clips from which night and which camera, you know, angle to use for every single shot. And I wonder if she was involved in that. Because if so, then she's probably seen this movie over and over and over. In which case, I think you'd be so desensitized to it that it wouldn't matter.
And I'm sure she had a lot of say in it because she's Taylor Swift. She has a lot of say in everything that happens.
Yeah. And because she was the one putting it out, there wasn't a studio involved. So, like, she was the creative director for the whole thing. I mean, there was an actual director. His name is Sam Wrench. He also directed the Lizzo concert and the Billie Eilish Live at the O2 concert.
Oh, interesting.
So, yeah, did you notice all of the different camera angles in the movie?
There were so many different camera angles. And some above shots, too, which I loved.
Yeah, that was cool. I guess they probably had a drone or, like, some kind of rig like they do at football games. And I liked, you could see a couple points I was looking for it in the movie. You could see like little posts with cameras on them that were like swiveling, that were like all around the stage. But then it looked like, because there were some up close shots where the quality was really, really, really good. Where I'm like, I wonder if there was somebody on stage with her or if they had a camera like flying rigged like close to her for one of the nights.
I'm probably going to piss off people who are like really hardcore Swifties who already know this info. But if I remember correctly, on night 1 of LA, maybe night 2, but I was at night 2, so I don't know, because I didn't notice anything. But at night 1, they had a little robot camera guy. It wasn't a guy, but I think on Reddit, people were calling it a him. Because you know that as humans, we love to like personify robots or humanize robots. I don't know, humanize robots. So yeah, I think it was like a little robot.
That's cute. I like that. I know they did the same thing for Hamilton. If you've seen the Hamilton musical on Disney Plus, I've listened to a bunch of interviews with the cast, and I know they did a couple of days where they shot the more far away angles, and then they had one day where they just did all the close-ups so that they could like splice it in throughout.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So all those times that she looked directly into the camera, was she looking at the little robot guy?
That's what I'm thinking.
Cute.
Because you could see the quality change, or like that it was a different camera. It looked different.
Oh, interesting. Cool.
Okay, so you said you were at LA night 1.
Night 2.
Night 2. What was your experience there?
It was great. So originally I got Eras Tour tickets for my sister's high school graduation. It was her big present. And so she, myself, and my stepmom went to the Eras Tour together.
That's so fun.
I know. And we were a part of I was a part of the big Ticketmaster fiasco, as were you.
Yep.
And so that was rough. And it was my boyfriend's birthday that day. So I was like I was in the queue as we were about to leave for his birthday dinner. And I was like, I'm so sorry, but please, can I just.
You're like, nothing is more important than this. Sorry, Robert.
I was the worst girlfriend. And thankfully, I think I got my tickets. And they were not expensive either when I got them. I don't know. And I got good seats. So I don't know how this worked out for me, but I felt very lucky. And I got my tickets by like 6 p.m. So then we could go to dinner. It was great. But anyway, LA.
6 p.m. When did we probably log on? Like 10 a.m., 8 a.m.?
Oh, yeah. I did not work that day. I don't think
either.
anyone worked that day.
No. Did you see anybody famous? I feel like you did.
Yeah. At LA Night 2, we saw Max Greenfield, who is Schmidt from New Girl.
Mm-hmm.
And he was wonderful. He's the one we were closest to, and he had a ton of friendship bracelets on, and he just kept taking selfies with anyone who came by to ask, and he was trading friendship bracelets, and it was so cute.
That's so cute. I love that.
Yeah, I feel like he's a big Swiftie.
I love the celebrities that have been like revealed as Swifties through this process.
So many celebrities were at the LA shows.
Yeah, which I think also partially is because it was right in the middle of the strike, and so there were no PR opportunities for them, and so I feel like this kind of doubled as fun, and a lot of them got invited to go with brands, but then also it was like a fashion show. Like there were photos of them everywhere, and everybody was posting about them, and they didn't have any other opportunities for PR at the moment, so...
The one celebrity I was looking for the entire time was Hilary Duff.
Ugh.
Because she, I think, went to that night. At least she posted on her Instagram story. So I was like, oh my gosh, Hilary Duff is going to be here. And I was looking everywhere for her. I could not find her.
Sad.
I think I might have seen Kristen Bell from behind, though, and I thought it was Hilary Duff.
Oh, still cool.
Yeah. And she was in the same little booth as Bailey Madison.
I don't know how that is.
You do.
Oh, yes, I do. So cute.
Anyway, it was good all around. It was fun watching this movie because I was trying to figure out which parts were from my night.
Mm-hmm.
And there definitely was a big one that we can talk about later. But I want to hear about your Eras experience. You went with your whole family.
Mm-hmm. Yes, my 2 sisters and mom and I all really wanted to go. And then my husband, Brian, and my dad didn't want to be left out. So we got 6 tickets. And my whole family flew in from Atlanta. It was so fun. And a couple of my best friends also flew in from Atlanta because the Atlanta show, one of the nights of the Atlanta show was on our wedding day. And then the other Atlanta night was on our rehearsal day. There were a couple people from that were in our wedding that didn't go to the Atlanta show, so they came out to the Denver show, so it was really fun.
Which you should say that your wedding was in Atlanta.
Yeah, chaos. It was chaos when we found out that Taylor was going to be there the same night as our wedding. Everyone was texting me like, are you going to go to the concert on the Friday night? And I was like, if I felt like I could pull that off, I would. But we were having a big welcome party at my parents' house on the Friday night, so no.
That sounds so stressful to be... Well, it would be fun to go to the Eras Tour first, but you did already have tickets for July, so... Mm-hmm. And what a big day to be like, yeah, I'm going to be really tired for my wedding day.
I know. I know.
But that's so funny and special.
Yeah, we debated for a while getting nosebleeds on the Sunday, like the day after the wedding, for like Brian and I to go like the day after. But we were already getting Denver tickets, so we're like, no, we don't need to go 2 times and pack even more into that weekend.
Yeah.
But it was so fun. We made a bunch of bracelets. We had a little Taylor Swift themed pregame party that you came to. It was really fun. And yeah, I loved it. I thought it was amazing. If I'm being totally honest, it was hard for the tour to live up to the hype because Denver was on the end of the US tour. I think like the hype was so significant, even in like April for the Atlanta tour. Because she started in what, like February, March, I think?
Yeah, it was very soon.
In that whole spring, I feel like it would have been 12 out of 10 hype. And then by the time it came to Denver, I had seen so much of it on TikTok. And like we'd been talking about it for like months and months and months. And so that was hard. It was like hard for it to compete with the hype, but it was still so much fun and I loved it. And I was above all so impressed by her like endurance and ability to run around the stage and all of her dancers and her musicians to do that for 3.5 hours multiple times a week is just like such a feat.
I find her so inspiring, and this has just only confirmed it even more. After the Eras tour, I was like, I don't know how she did that. I am not anywhere near being able to do that without throwing my back out right now.
Yeah.
And so I need to get my stuff together.
I was so sore just from standing and jumping and singing. Like, I can't imagine. Especially in heels. She's doing it all in heels with very few exceptions.
Yeah, I will say that I noticed in the tour and in the movie during the folklore set, she has the most amount of time to chill and she's wearing ballet flats. And she must live for that set every night.
That's such a good point. I didn't even think about that. I'm sure it's like strategically put there for her to be able to catch her breath.
Yeah, because it's midway through. She's laying down for some of it, just standing. There's not a lot of dancing.
Do you have a favorite costume?
Ooh, I was going to ask you that. I think I have two favorites. And I think my first favorite is the Midnight's blue bodysuit. I love that one. Although, like, nothing, now that I'm thinking about it, nothing compares to the sparkliness of her lover bodysuit.
At the very beginning?
Yeah, and like her boots and the blazer that she wears for the man. She is so sparkly in that.
Yeah.
But I think I have to say Midnight's, and then her folklore dress is so pretty. She wore the white one in the movie.
I loved the green folklore dress. She didn't wear that at my show. I just saw it on TikTok and I think it's so pretty. I want it.
It's so pretty.
Like when she's spinning around to August in the green dress, I think it's so pretty.
I was kind of disappointed at my show that she wasn't wearing the green one. Like when she came out in the white one, it was beautiful, but I was like, man, I wanted the green.
I think she wore a blue one to mine because she was Easter egging 1989. I think it was
she
blue.
was?
Yeah. I love her Fearless one. The little like sparkly fringe dress.
Iconic.
Is so cute. And I also really like all of her red ones. Like I like when she comes out in the t-shirt and the hat for red, the not a lot going on at the moment, and her like loafers, I think is so cute too.
Something I didn't notice until the movie, I always thought that was just a regular t-shirt. I didn't realize it was completely made of sequins.
I didn't either until the movie. Like you could see when she would like move, it was like also shimmery. She's just sparkling the whole time. It's so cute.
I have so much, what's the word, admiration for the costumes in this and just being able to see the details up close. I was like, oh my gosh, these are so nice.
Yeah, the beading, especially on the lover and the Midnight's bodysuits, is like so intricate and it's so pretty. And she wears these like shiny fishnet like stockings the whole entire time.
I need them. They make her legs look so good. I was thinking that the whole movie.
Yeah, it's like a sheen. Like she has like red carpet legs with little like silver fishnets over them. But it's definitely all one thing. I don't know. It was cool. I didn't notice that at all when I was watching her on stage.
Do you know the other outfit that I totally missed, but I think it's also one of my favorites? The Speak Now purple dress.
Yeah, that was beautiful. In the movie, she wears the purple one. She wore a pink one at our show.
Oh, she did?
But in this one, it was like purple with like a tiered skirt. They got darker purple as it went down. It was so pretty.
So pretty.
I want to wear it.
I'm so impressed by the costume changes, too. Like, during the tour, I was trying to clock how she was doing all of it. In the movie, they don't really show the transitions, but I was trying to figure out, okay, like, she's got the next set on underneath this one that she's currently wearing. But yeah, that was a feat.
I know. I don't know how she does it.
Here's what I was thinking, and maybe some people actually know what happened. I did not research this at all, but I feel like every time she went under the stage, she was thrown in a golf cart, and then they were like changing her really quickly and then driving the golf cart to the other end of the stage while she was changing, and then she would pop up.
Could be. I thought I saw this somewhere, but I could be completely making it up. / I feel like I maybe saw this in like the Justin Bieber documentary a long time ago. But I think there's a little chute underneath that like sends her really fast.
That she can like slide?
Like a tram type of thing. Like I'm not describing this well. Like, you know, the carts at Home Depot.
Yeah.
That are like wood with wheels on the bottom.
Yeah.
I'm imagining it's something like that on a track that she like buckles in and then sits and they like shoot her really fast across.
And then it stops and then she gets up and they help her change real quick?
I guess.
Okay. Cool.
I don't know if that's right. I don't know where I'm pulling that from, but I feel like I read somewhere that there is like a little like really fast like track that goes back and forth.
I like it.
I
Either
don't know.
way, I like to picture it.
Yeah. Something that is so interesting to me about this tour and the fact that she chose to do this tour is I'm surprised that she was not, I guess surprised is not the right word, but it's giving like best hits tour, but it's not that. And I feel like a lot of big bands as they're like coming down off their fame will do like a greatest hits tour, like a last chance tour. And I was worried this was going to feel like that because she's in her 30s and she's done, 10 albums now, and she's like touring the best of. So then how is she ever going to beat this? But that's not the vibe that it gives off at all. It gives off like I'm in my prime and we're doing this just because of the situation of I've released 5 albums and haven't toured them yet.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still interesting. I don't think anything like this has ever been done.
I wouldn't be surprised if she takes a really long break after this.
Yeah.
I mean, she still has a long ways to go on the Eras Tour internationally, but
Like so long.
how does this woman do it?
I was thinking that. I was like, she's going to be doing the same show for another year or more, year and a half maybe. I think she's doing it through the end of 2024.
This conversation reminds me of the one that we had in our very, very first podcast episode where we were talking about Jennifer Lawrence and the hate that she got when the internet turned against her.
Yep.
And you predicted that maybe Taylor Swift would be next. Not that you want that, but just that maybe people will be tired of her because she is so huge right now and people love to tear down a powerful woman who's doing well, whose name is in the news a little too much for their liking. And I think I'm starting to see that.
I think people just aren't as, well, I was about to say, I think people just aren't as excited about her because she's everywhere all the time. But I say that, and I did also wear my Taylor Swift Eras tour to a Chiefs game showing this week, my shirt. And everybody was yelling when they saw her on the screen, so maybe that's not true.
Well, maybe it's just a niche section of like men
Yeah.
who are super annoyed about the NFL right now giving her a lot of screen time because I'm starting to hear it.
That is definitely happening. I think because she's dating Travis and there's so much attention on her, and the NFL clearly is loving it and is capitalizing on it and is putting her on the screen, and they're making little graphics of her and Travis that they're showing during commercial breaks. Like, they're doing the most, and I have seen that irritating men, not obviously in person, but like on the internet. There are like men that are annoyed that it's taking away from their football time.
Thankfully, men we don't know.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just think she's like been teetering on overexposure for a long time, and she's got a lot left in probably her relationship with Travis, which is very public, and also 1989 is about to come out. She's already Easter egging Reputation. She's got another year of tour. It just makes me nervous. She might have a doc coming, we hope.
Oh, I hope so.
And I'm here for it because I will take as much Taylor as I can get. We barely got her for 6 years, so I'm thrilled to see her out and about and thriving, but it just makes me nervous.
Me too. I'm so glad though. It's so much fun to see girls get into football now.
Yeah.
Not that girls aren't into football, but the ones who weren't, like you and I.
Yeah. To now have a reason to be interested.
Yeah, it's fun. And I think it's great how the NFL is marketing it. It's great for them. They're getting more viewers.
I love that they're embracing it instead of not.
It's the most exciting thing to happen to them in a long time, in my opinion.
Oh, totally.
Like positive excitement, you know?
Yeah.
Not like outrage.
Yeah. Yeah, we were watching the game the other day, and they panned over to part of the crowd, and almost every person in shot was a woman at the Chiefs game.
Aww.
And me and Brent were like, oh my God, there's so many girls there. And like you said, there might have been that many female fans before, but I feel like this is bringing a lot of people into it, which is cool.
Are we taking over?
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Like the movies are for the girls, football is for the girls.
Summer concerts are for the girls.
Everything.
I think and we saw this a lot especially when the Barbie movie came out. I think just America is realizing the buying power, like the spending power of women, and like how you can market to them, and how they're usually the ones in control of a lot of the financial decisions of their household when it comes to like everyday spending. And it's just cool.
I never thought about that. Interesting.
It's so smart. I mean, it's financially smart and it's like equality smart. So I love it.
I love that.
Okay, so you're a newer fan of Taylor Swift, right?
That's right.
When did you get into her? What era, I guess?
I have a few stories about this, actually. The first one is just always really funny to me now when I look back. When I was maybe in middle school, my friend put a bunch of songs on my iPod back in the iPod days.
Yeah.
And I would listen to them, and Teardrops on My Guitar was one of them. But all I had to look at was this little tiny album cover of Taylor Swift. And I had heard the song on the radio before, so I knew it, I liked it. But I didn't know who Taylor Swift was, and I thought it was an old song. Maybe because I think that song has like a lot of old soul in it. Maybe she sounded mature to me because I was a lot younger. So based on that picture, I thought Taylor Swift was like 30 or 40 years old. And then when I found out that she was actually way closer to my age than I even knew, I was like, what?
That's funny.
So that was like my first introduction to her, really. And then, I hate to say it, I was like 15, okay? But I did not like Taylor Swift for the longest time. I was not a fan, and I was vocally not a fan.
Is it because everybody else was so into it, or you just didn't like the music? Or you didn't like her?
I think it was the first two. I think I didn't like country music at all. I was very anti-country music at the time. And I also liked to go against the grain of what everyone else liked. That's how I found my identity when I was younger. Obviously, all of that was internalized misogyny because I also bought into the, like, she dates too many people and then she sings songs about them and how silly is that? Cut to many years later, it's 2020, I find folklore. And that was my type of music. I was like, wow, this is really good. Listen to it a little bit, but by the time Evermore came out, I was a fan. I was like, wow, I'm so into her. And then by the time Midnights came out, I knew I was a goner.
Yeah. But Midnights was really different from Folklore and Evermore. So did you like it as much?
Yeah, I think I liked it more, actually.
Okay. It wasn't like a two left turn for you.
And now I like everything she does.
Okay, yeah.
So now I'm a super fan, super supportive. I hate that when I was younger, I bought into this different, like, anti-Taylor stuff, but my brain was not fully developed yet. Okay. And now I can appreciate her.
She's with us.
How many albums she released in the past few years just made me appreciate her work ethic and her artistry and her business sense. Wild.
Yeah.
Now you have been a fan for a long time, right?
Yes.
Since day one?
Yes, I have a very similar story to you, actually. I was on the bus going to, I think, 6th grade, and one of my friends had Teardrops on her guitar on her iPod and had me listen to it in the other headphone. And she was like, oh my gosh, she's pretty new. This album just came out. You probably would like it. And then I downloaded it onto my iPod, and that was the beginning. And I liked her ever since then. I was not like diehard fan until, I don't know, it's just grown. It's always like been increasing. I liked her country stuff, and I think it just helped that she was around the same age as us. She's a little bit older, but like I remember when Fearless came out, and then I had my first breakup after that, and so that was so nice to just like have her music. And then I was a huge fan of Red. Red is still one of my favorite albums. And then yeah, I just like it all.
It's so funny how it grows. Like for me too, it helps when I have other people to share it with. And now you have everyone to share it with, right? Because everyone loves Taylor Swift. But for me, like having my little sister be really into Taylor Swift, we've both bonded over that. That's like one of our common interests. And so we always send each other stuff when she does something new.
Aw. So now that you've been a fan for a while, do you have a favorite era? Is it still the Folklore Evermore?
I feel like the one I know the best is Midnights, actually. I love the vibes of Evermore, though, so much. Like, this movie just confirmed it. But I know that when Reputation Taylor's version comes out, that's going to be my number one, hands down.
Yeah.
Don't Blame Me is my favorite song.
That's your favorite Taylor Swift song?
Yes.
Yeah.
How about you?
My favorite song is the All Too Well 10-minute version.
Okay.
By far.
Good. You got that.
I love that one. I don't know. My favorite era to watch in the tour is Reputation. Or I should say in person it was Reputation. Watching the movie, I think it was maybe Midnights, because I loved all the dancers. Like all the dancers are so into the Midnight section. But I think my favorite music era is probably Folklore Evermore.
Oh, wow.
And then I love Red. But I agree with you because after I saw the tour, I was like, wow, Reputation is so good. I forgot because it was so offbeat for her at the time. Like when it came out, I remember where I was when I listened to it because I was sick and I like flew to Seattle for an interview. And so I was like in a hotel, just like in the bathtub, just like so sick listening to it because I was like, I have to listen to every song before this interview. And it was such a different vibe than anything she had done before, purposefully. And at the time, I was like, nope, least favorite. Absolutely not my favorite. I don't like it. And I think a lot of the people that were already Taylor Swift fans felt that way.
I've heard that, yeah.
And then a lot of people that didn't really like her, didn't know her stuff, came in to be Taylor Swift fans with that album because it was different. And now I've been listening to it since I saw the tour. So I was like, I forgot how good those are. And I totally think you're right. When Taylor's version of that comes out, I cannot wait for the vault tracks. I know I'm going to love them.
You know I love a good angsty kind of emo thing, so I'm ready. Also, what year did that come out? Was that 2017?
It was either late 2017 or early 2018.
I wish that wasn't that long ago. I wish that I had gotten out of my head of my like preconceived notions of Taylor Swift's music and if I liked it or not, because that would have turned me into a fan instantly.
So now you just get it all as a mature lady.
Yes. With a developed frontal lobe.
Yeah. Did you notice any major differences between the movie and the tour, like seeing it live?
I have two things. One is the transitions.
Yep.
Between each era, they would kind of spell it out for you since you weren't in the concert to experience the lights changing and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And there was like this really cool snake wrapping around the stage for Reputation.
Yeah, there were some effects that I was not expecting. In between each era, they would, like you said, they would like flash up the name of the era. And then sometimes they would do these fun effects. Like, yeah, they made it look like there was a giant snake wrapping around the stage. I was so confused when that came up. I was like, hang on, is that a graphic in the stage and it's just like playing a trick on me? No, it was definitely something they added in editing, obviously.
I was confused too. I was like, did I miss this at my own show?
Same.
But it was really cool.
Mm-hmm. And with the red, when they started red, they open a box and there's balloons that come out. They like flooded the screen with red balloons.
That one was my least favorite transition. It looked the silliest to me. Like you could tell it was fake. Yep. Whereas the like snake one, we were like, oh my gosh, is that real?
Yeah.
But that one was a little like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. They also cut down the transition time, obviously.
Oh, definitely.
Because in person, you're waiting a few minutes for her to go change and for them to reset everything up. And obviously, they skipped through that for the film.
And then I think the biggest change is the cut songs.
Mm-hmm.
So they cut a lot.
Did they?
So the show is 3.5 hours and the movie is 2.5, right?
Mm-hmm. I only noticed one.
Which one did you notice?
Long Live.
Yes.
Which wasn't even something she played for all of the shows. She played it starting, I think, the stop before Denver, because that's when Speak Now came out. She changed the Speak Now era from just Enchanted to Enchanted and Long Live. And they did not play Long Live in the movie. What else did they cut?
Yeah, they just played it in the credits. I know a lot of people were really sad about that one.
Wait, I thought of another one.
Tell me.
'Tis the Damn Season.
Yes.
Which I guess in LA, though, they played No Body, No Crime.
Right, exactly.
Why wasn't it in the movie?
I was so sad that 'Tis the Damn Season wasn't going to be in my show because I knew that they were switching that out for No Body, No Crime. But I have to say, No Body, No Crime was my favorite performance of the whole night. It was so wonderful watching her play with Haim and talk about Esty, and then Esty Haim is there. Like, it was perfect. But I understand why she cut it out of the movie because this was her movie, you know?
Yeah, no guests. But still, I wanted to see it or have 'Tis the Damn Season because that's one of my favorite songs.
Maybe in the streaming version, it'll have everything on it. It'll be like an uncut version. But I don't know.
I wonder, at least with the Haim sisters, I wonder if it just gets complicated when you have more people in movies, like their rights to get paid for being in certain parts, or like if contractually that's tricky. I wouldn't be surprised if it's just like logistically not worth it. It seems like they pulled this together relatively fast, especially for a movie. I feel like editing takes months. And when was your show in LA?
August 4th.
Yeah, so quick.
Yeah. That's a good point. I didn't even think about the legal reasons for it. I just thought, oh, they don't want to show guests because this is Taylor's movie and they want her to be the main focus. But yeah, she had so many cool guests. She had Ice Spice. That would have been fun to end the show with Ice Spice.
Aaron Dessner was at a bunch of shows.
Who was the opener at your show? Or the two openers?
We had Gracie Abrams and Muna.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah, they're both so good.
Are you like a fan of them both now?
Gracie Abrams, I had only heard a couple songs of hers before, but she was so cute and I really liked her. And then Muna, I was a fan of before.
That's nice.
Yeah, who was your opener?
We had Owen, who was a dancer for Taylor Swift in a previous tour,
Oh,
and now he's doing his own music.
that's cool.
He was wonderful. He was so good. And he was dancing while he was singing, and you could just tell that that's his background.
Mm,
And Taylor like shouted him out too. It was really cute.
that's cool.
And then we had Haim, of course.
Mm,
And they were good too. I love them. But we do have some more cut songs to talk about.
okay.
The Archer.
Oh, wow, I totally missed that.
I knew it was coming because I spoiled myself. So
Mm.
I knew the whole set list. We talked about No Body, No Crime and 'Tis the Damn Season and Long Live. Cardigan was gone.
Ah, how very dare she actually? Wait,
That's
why?
like the top. That's one of her top songs, right?
Yeah,
Or at least that's what I think of when I think of folklore.
absolutely. I think that was the music video song. I think that might have been no, it was a surprise album, so it wasn't a single.
Wait, what do we think is the reason?
That's weird because she played the other two and she explicitly used, she has different little chats that she gives before songs. And the chat that she gave before Betty, she has a few versions. She has one where she says that she wrote this to like teach men how to apologize. She did not use that version.
That's the one she said at my show.
Okay, she used the version that she said at my show, which was like explaining the teenage love triangle.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't play Cardigan. That's weird.
I'm like trying to get into her brain because I think people love The Archer. I'm okay about The Archer. That one
Yeah.
isn't one of my favorites.
It's not my favorite, but a lot of people feel really strongly about that one.
But Cardigan, I can't.
Okay, Cardigan over like Tolerate It.
Which I love, but
I love too, but that one to me has always, sorry, this is changing topics, we'll come back, but the Tolerate It thing always makes me think when she wrote this song, she had a vision of doing this on stage and then she wasn't willing to ever let that go. Because I think it's kind of awkward and weird and it's not a lot of people's favorite songs. I think it's a beautiful song, but it is weird of the very few that she chose for that to be one of them.
And you know which one is not my favorite? And maybe this is an unpopular opinion. I don't love The Last Great American Dynasty.
Me either.
So I would have loved a swap.
But I think that one she loves.
I mean, it's a good song, don't get me wrong.
I'm so annoyed about Cardigan now. Okay, here's a theory. When her and Maddie Healy were together and they were doing their interesting little messages back and forth to each other on stage where they would say, I love you, this one's for you, or this one's about you. She did that for Cardigan. I don't know that anybody actually believes the Cardigan was written about Maddie Healy, but that was the song that she was like, you know who you are, this one's for you, I love you, about when she was playing Cardigan. So maybe she was making these choices amidst...
Now, was she still with him during the LA shows?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
So I guess that doesn't make sense. Maybe she just didn't have a good vocal performance that she liked, so she said cut it.
Maybe she was struggling with that one. I didn't think so, though, but...
No. Okay, are there more? I'm scared now.
Yeah, I think there's one more. Also, My Tears Ricochet. I always forget about that one, but I think she did that one.
She did do that one, yep.
And she did Illicit Affairs. I don't know. I think I could have swapped any of those songs for Cardigan.
It feels like there has to be a good reason because it's such a big song for her. Like, I feel like that's her top song from Folklore.
Maybe it will be in the extended edition, and maybe that's to hype up the streaming version.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Maybe.
That's like a crazy business decision, but maybe. Okay, the last one that was cut is Wildest Dreams.
Okay, I noticed that actually. Because I was trying to think in the 1989 set, when she was going through, I was like, I wonder what's going to be next. She's got to play Wildest Dreams. Because 1989 is like her pop hits album. Like all the songs that she plays are the 10 out of 10 radio, everyone knows the words, big hits. And I realized that she didn't play it, but that just made me think that she didn't play it in the concert. But no.
Yeah, I don't know.
Wow, that's also a weird one to skip.
Yeah. And we got a lot of Midnights.
Mm-hmm.
And we got a lot of Folklore. And we got a lot of Evermore.
Which I understand because she hasn't performed those live.
Yes, 100%. But just kind of interesting that she would choose to cut from 1989 over one of those.
I need to know why.
I do feel bad for anyone who showed up, like, waiting for that song. Like, that's their favorite #1 song, and they show up, and they're like, oh, she totally skipped it.
Mm-hmm. I was assuming that she wasn't going to cut anything, because that's kind of the point.
I am so curious how her theater reacted.
Yeah.
Because she was there to hear their feedback,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm sure she was, like, curious what their feedback was.
I'm sure she only heard great things. I'm sure everybody was so hyped that she was there that they, like, couldn't control themselves. That's how I would be.
Yeah, I just wonder if anyone was like, hey, wait, where's Cardigan?
Yeah. I'm going to be doing some deep diving on that later.
Yeah, this is all very fresh takes for us, but we're going to have to go back and do the research later.
Like, I'm so sorry we're spending so much time on this. Like, is it about Joe and that makes her sad?
But then she already performed it and is still performing it in her set list.
Yeah. Right. It's not like Invisible String. She swapped out Invisible String for the one when they broke up.
She did?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
The one where she's laying on the folklore house.
Yeah.
That was Invisible String. And then a couple weeks before they announced their breakup, she swapped it for the one. And everybody was like, so weird. And now we're like, oh.
I've heard rumors that they were already broken up like way before the Eras tour. But that makes me think, no, like debunk those rumors.
I go back and forth on this all the time on whether I think they broke up a long time before they announced it. Because that was my first reaction, because I think most celebrities, when they break up, even like big internet personalities, when they break up, it's so public that they need time to process before they announce it. And so it felt too fast. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I go back and forth. What do you think?
I have no idea. I don't know her well enough to know. But I wouldn't be surprised if like they had broken up like way before. And then because she just knows, she knows her audience, she knows what they look for. Her changing that song could have been like a message. Do you know what I mean? To get people to talk about it.
I totally think it was an Easter egg, whether it was because they actually just broke up and she wanted to clue people in before they actually announced it, or they had actually broken up way before and she picked a random date to do it. I don't know. Because she also announced, I think their breakup got announced on Maddie Healy's birthday.
Oh, weird.
And that to me screams planned. But also like, oh, this was the weird thing about it. Like a couple weeks before, her team, or quote, a source, but when it's a source from like a more reputable magazine like People, it usually means it's coming from their PR team. Somebody from her camp had said, because there was a lot of questions about why Joe wasn't at the tour. Somebody had said, oh, he's just filming something. He's going to join as soon as he can. And that to me says she thought they were going to get back together at least, or they weren't broken up yet and they were trying to fix it. Because I don't know why you would so publicly denounce those rumors to then 2 weeks later announce a big breakup. That seems weird. Unless they were already broken up and she really wanted to announce it on Maddie's birthday to fuck with Joe. Possible.
It's giving Sophie Turner and Joe Jonas.
Messy. It's giving messy.
Huh.
So that seems weird.
Well, and they were together for so long that I'm sure it wasn't just a clean cut. We're never, ever getting back together. See what I did there?
Yeah. I also think they've broken up. Like, I think they've probably been on and off because her music is so rocky. And they mentioned in the like breakup announcement, like friends and family thought they were going to work through it because they always do. And then they didn't.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. So maybe the whole, oh, Joe's going to join was just them saving face in case they did get back together and then realized it wasn't going to happen. She's going to be on tour for 2 years. Let's just like rip the Band-Aid off. How early before then did they separate? I don't know.
Well, I was feeling very like worried for her and sad for her during this whole tour because I was like, how are you doing this every single night? This is a sport, what she's doing, like showing the most athleticism, and you're having to keep your energy up and like put on this face, even though you might be going through a breakup, not sure. And then I was like, well, maybe this is what she is living for right now. Like this is her escape from it all.
Yeah.
Even if she's singing songs about him or I don't know.
I think so. And I think it probably helped her to like rebound pretty quickly. Although we don't like Maddie Healy. I'm sure that distracted her from like being so upset. And then now she's with Travis. So I think that's got to help.
I am so happy that she seems very happy now though.
Me too.
I like Travis.
Yeah.
They seem really good together.
Yeah, I think they're a really good match because he's so good at what he does. She's so good at what she does. Brian and I we just started the Beckham docuseries. It's on Netflix.
Yeah.
It's really good.
I heard it was good.
I have not even been interested because I'm just not that interested in soccer and I'm like, was never a big fan of the Spice Girls. So I was just like, why? It's so good. Watch it. Everybody should watch it. And it gives Taylor and Travis, like, when David and Victoria got together was like height of Spice Girls, height of his soccer career. Like he was going to the World Cup for the first time. The like madness and like media frenzy around them and like what they were wearing and what they were wearing together and like how often they were seeing each other and is she going to show up to the game and is he going to go visit her on tour? And the whole thing was giving like the American modern version plus social media, obviously, of Taylor and Travis.
Interesting. Okay, well, I'm going to watch that now.
Yeah, it was really good.
Did you have any favorite parts of the movie?
My favorite era of the movie was Midnight's because I loved the dancers. Mastermind, was my favorite song to watch actually in the movie because I loved how everybody came out, like what everybody was wearing, the like black and white on the floor. It was just like so visually pretty, and I loved how involved all the dancers were in that one and in Bejeweled. When she has her dancers like do their little solo moments is so good. It just made me happy.
Yeah, this movie really put a spotlight on the dancers, and I was living for it because to me, it was like my first time seeing what they were actually doing as a whole group instead of just like little snippets of them on this big screen and then seeing their little tiny people down on the stage. They were so good.
Was that your favorite part?
I think so. I'm glad they captured her diving into the stage a little bit, but I wish that they had showed just like a little bit more because it kind of made me giggle how they cut it. It looked like a belly flop.
Yes, it hurt me. And the noise that it made, like the way that they cut it, if you guys go see it, you'll understand, like made it sound like she smacked on the floor of the stage.
Have you looked into what the rumors are of how she achieves this?
No.
Maybe this is what you heard. The best explanation that I've heard is that there's a big inflatable thing underneath the stage. She falls onto the inflatable. It immediately deflates as soon as she lands on it. And then she gets up and goes.
Okay, interesting.
So I wonder if you heard that, like, smack. Well, why wouldn't they edit that out?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Weird. There was a big smack noise, and they don't show her diving in, which I think is because they don't fully show the stage, because I don't think they wanted to show the hole in the stage. They wanted to like keep the illusion.
That's fair.
But like they show it from the side, and it just looks like she smacks onto the stage. Combined with the sound, it's not good.
If you had not seen the Eras tour, I think you would be a little confused about what happened there.
Yes, agreed.
Because you didn't have any context. So that was not my favorite part.
Yeah.
But I'm glad they showed it because I was interested to see that part for sure. I loved when she played Our Song because that was my night at the Eras tour.
Aw, yay.
So this whole movie, I'm looking for me in the crowd. I did not find me, of course, but I'm looking just in case. But I know this could be any of the LA nights, except for I think the last one. I don't know how many days they filmed this, but I know the last one was very 1989 Easter eggy, so that was not this one. But yeah, that was like the one song that I was like, I know that this entire song was my night. And that was really nice.
That is really cool. So that was one of the 2 songs that she played in her acoustic set in the movie. And the second one was You're on Your Own, Kid. What did you think of that? I
was really jealous of the people who got You're on Your Own, Kid. How about you?
What was your other song?
Our other song was You Are in Love, which I didn't know. My sister knew it, so she was really excited, and I'm really glad that she got that. She prepped for this, by the way. She prepped from when I gave her the tickets in December to August.
Aww.
She said this was the only artist she listened to because she had to prep and know the words to every single Taylor Swift song.
Just in case.
And she already was a big fan, but
I love that.
It was so cute to me.
Yeah.
What were yours?
Ours were Picture to Burn, which I loved, and Timeless, which was one of the vault track. I think it was a vault track, yeah, from Speak Now. And our show was the week after Speak Now came out. So I had a feeling she was probably going to play one of those.
That's so nice.
I'm mostly jealous of people that got Maroon.
I was going to ask.
That's what I was hoping.
Didn't she play that at one of the LA shows too?
Yes, she played it the night Carly Kloss was there, I think.
I'm surprised they didn't put that in the movie.
Yes.
Everyone wanted that one.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting her to play. When she like sat down at the piano, I was like, it's going to be Maroon. I know it because she did it a few different times on the tour. So I was like, okay, she was probably practicing because I think the first time she did it, she messed it up. And then she did it again. And then I knew she did it at one of the LA nights. So I was like, yes, this is it. No, it was You're on Your Own, Kid, which I understand the like significance of doing like Our Song, her first big hit from her first album, and then also doing You're on Your Own, Kid, because that's kind of a reflection on her journey and where she's come. And it's from her most recent album. And it was her track 5, which, do you know the track 5 thing?
No.
Track 5 on each of her albums is supposed to be her most like heartfelt, deeply emotional song. So that's like The Archer. I'm trying to think about, oh yeah, You're on Your Own, Kid was the one from Midnights. It's usually like her most personal. I think that's what All Too Well was, I want to say.
Ooh.
The original All Too Well.
And there's a line about friendship bracelets in it.
Yeah.
So I think that kind of went really well with the whole tour. I was hoping for Electric Touch, the vault song on Speak Now, because I wanted Fall Out Boy to show up. I was like, we're in LA, maybe they'll show up.
Yeah.
And then I was looking into their tour, which was going on at the same time, and there was no possible way that they were going to come to my show because I think they were playing that night, but I was hoping. And then I was like, I am going to be so upset if they show up on one of the other LA nights and I missed them.
Mm-hmm.
But no, they didn't.
There was a lot of rumors that Hayley Williams was going to show up to ours. So people thought that the Paramore song was going to be one of ours, but she didn't.
Sad. I would have loved that.
Yeah.
I know she did open for some of the Eras tour, though.
She's opening, I think, for Europe. Some of the Europe
cool.
dates, yeah.
You know who I wish I had as an opener? I love Owen and Haim, but I want a third. I want Sabrina Carpenter.
Oh, yes. We love Sabrina Carpenter. Or Phoebe Bridgers.
Yes, true.
Well, I'm excited for 1989 Taylor's version. That's coming soon.
Me too.
I think it's October 29th, which is in a couple weeks.
I don't know if I told you this, but I stayed up the last night of the LA shows. So I had already come back to Colorado by that point, but I knew that she was going to announce it that night. So I stayed up and watched a live stream to see her announce it, and I was flipping out. All of her outfits were blue. And this woman is just the queen of Easter eggs. She's so inspiring to me because creatively, I'm like, this is how everyone should market any project. This is how you get a community like really built up around you and excited for what you do. She's just a genius at it. I respect it so much.
Me too.
I could listen to hours of someone explaining her marketing strategy to me, and I would just eat it up.
That's the podcast we need. Or a book. Like, I want Tree Pan to write a book or something.
Yes. Okay, well, that's on our request list. If not, maybe one day. We're both marketing people. Maybe we'll do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, are you excited for 1989?
I'm so excited. I like all the re-records. I just love, like, first, I love that she's getting her music back, and I like getting the vault songs, and I love extra reasons to be hype. I think I've said this before, but I'm just a basic fangirl at heart. So when we get a reason to, like, be hype for a week or more for a new album, it's so exciting.
Oh, it's something so much fun to look forward to. Also, I love the cover of it.
Me too.
I've heard some people don't, but I'm like, how could you not? She looks so happy in it.
I didn't know how she was going to top the Polaroid because it's so iconic, the original cover. But I love this one. I totally agree. I ordered the vinyl with the this cover, the like original cover.
Oh, you're going to inspire me to do it too.
Yeah.
I want it.
Well, thank you guys for listening. We had so much fun going to this movie and talking about it. It's a little bit of a break from our spooky month, but we are still doing our review challenge. So if you write us a review on Apple Podcasts, screenshot it, send it to us on Instagram, and we will come up with a movie that matches your vibe.
Yes, it's been so fun so far. Thank you for leaving reviews.
It means a lot.
Also, really appreciate you sticking around for us just fangirling for this whole episode.
Yeah.
We bring up Taylor Swift in almost every episode, and it was nice to just have a Taylor Swift dedicated podcast episode.
Yes, just an open mic to talk about her for an hour. We could keep going, honestly.
I could go for a whole other hour, probably.
Days, probably.
There's so much to talk about.
Yeah, if you guys are big Taylor Swift fans, if you see the movie, DM us. We want to talk about it, obviously.
Yeah, fangirl with us.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening.
We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.